Hello and welcome, I am Raziel. How would you go about preparing for a game we know little about? First step would be to know what constitutes a legal army. As per Warhammer First, we know all 8th edition armies will be legal. What about armies that never received an 8th edition army book, like the Bretonnians? Now, I would say you would have to go to the last Warhammer army book they had, and even the smallest army, which is bare bones, will be legal. So the unit types will remain the same: heroes, core, special and rare. This would also include the rules to include those. So it's up to 25% on lords and heroes, with no limit on duplication, more than 25% on core units, up to 50% on special units, and no more than 3 or 6 if your army is a grand army over 3,000 points, and up to 25% also on rare units, but this time it's 2 or 4 if your army is a grand army over 3,000 points. And so we know our army and our unit's limitations, and they're sorted, and this is something that'll go across the board. So the basic rules are next. Well, yes, the old world is not Warhammer, and whether or not they will go down the route of Horus Heresy style rules or the Age of Sigmar and 40k style, this is still unknown to us, but given that it is kind of being advertised as a fantasy rebirth, and it's also being made by Forge World as well as Games Workshop, it's kind of a safe assumption to say they will go down the fantasy rules. So this is including the rank and file, which is something I really like. So a safe bet would be, to try and get hold of an 8th edition rulebook and use this as a guideline. Not as the actual rules, just like a guideline to how things would work. And you can get a good idea of how units will play in your head. Shooting and everything else. Now you can get this by PDF online for free. eBay prices start around £40. Now honestly, I would only go that route if you wish to collect the physical copies. I mean, they look good, because I do actually collect these rulebooks. I have quite the collection now. Or you find them for incredibly cheap, which is literally what I also did. I found it so cheap. So yeah, check out your charity shops as well. Nothing wrong with looking at a bit of thrift shopping. And of course this also applies to the individual army books too. Once again, if they didn't have a 8th edition, go back a step. If they don't have a 7th, go back a step. And once again, these books are to be used as a basic guide, not a perfect rule set for your chosen army. Now, there are 9 factions we know of, which are going to be supported, and 7 that won't be. And choosing the models for your army would depend on your own proclivities. If you're going for a tournament and the official route, then luckily there are still many models still available on the Games Workshop website for most of the factions, especially Chaos, Empire and High Elves. Those ones are particularly well represented out of the core factions. Empire and Chaos, you could go Empire with the Cities of Sigmar, and Chaos obviously with Chaos. Tomb Kings and Bretonnia, on the other hand, haven't had a presence on the GW site for years. If you wish to go official, second hand is your only option at the moment. Of course, they will be producing new models, so if you're getting into it after it drops, you can buy the new models and some of the old ones, which I'll be releasing as well. Now, some of the prices of these models, Tomb Kings and Bretonnians, make Games Workshop seem reasonable. I'm not even joking, I've seen some ridiculous prices for Bretonnians and Tomb Kings. However, if you wish to play for fun and you're not going down the tournament and official route, and also you've got to make sure that your local LGS it's okay to use things that are not Games Workshop in these rules. Of course, you always have to check that out first. There's many places you can get models and different ones as well. Of course, there is 3D printing. There's STLs for all the races, so you can print a very good looking army for a fraction of the price if you already own a printer. If you don't, there are people who will print for you and charge you a fee for your models. But it does end up still working out cheaper than Games Workshop. There is other companies that do alternative miniatures for your army. Mantic does a fantastic Empire of the Dust, which is great looking mummies, and these are great for Tomb Kings. This is from their Kings of War range. Lost Kingdom does a great Bretonnian looking miniatures with their Kingdom of Mercia models. Both are priced lower than Games Workshop, and they're really good looking, which is important. Now these are the sort of ways I prepare for a game, and when I prepare for it, because I don't like to go into a game not knowing anything. I like to be well prepared. Either Horus Heresy, Kings of War, Firefight, Warhammer Exodus, Warhammer 40k, it doesn't matter. I like to be prepared for the army for the game I'm going to play, to be prepared. To either preparing to fail is failing to prepare, or failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Either way, it works both ways. So yes, it is something I do, and this is just sort of my mindset when I'm starting off. I do go a lot deeper. Like I'll download a load of PDFs and I'll read them from end to end. Read all the rules constantly. Like at the moment, for me preparing for Warhammer of the Old World, I have read 10 Warhammer Army books, 4 rule books, 16 novels, graphic novels, looked at models, painted models. Like I've really gone into this, like a lot of thought has gone into this, and this is what I think is the best thing to do, is preparing for your hobby. It also means that you can prepare what you're going to buy and how much of a budget you're going to spend. If you know first of all how things are going to play out, so you can budget your money around the army. But when grabbing what you think you need, you can say, right, I've got such and such amount to spend, and so I can spend this much, and then I can get this. Or like if you're collecting Empire, you go, right, I need a rare unit, so I'll get myself a steam tank. Or I need a new Lord, so I'll get the Emperor on the Griffin. The one that's going to be Karl Franz, but of course Karl Franz isn't born yet. His granddad's not born yet. His great granddad's not born yet. So yeah, but you can do this and it works well. And this is the thing, like I said, this is just what goes through my head while I plan these things. I like to make sure, knowing about the theme and the time of it as well, and the characters that are running around as well. It's great because you know what named characters you can use and how they will work as well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry I didn't really get to premiere this time, because I wanted to get this out early, first thing in the morning, and have it, because I got a busy day and all that nonsense. As always, link to Wayland Games is down below. If you wish to save some money on your Warhammer, up to 20%, and free delivery after £20, which actually saves a little bit more. There is Forbidden Planet if you like comics. There is my comic if you like horror. There is, of course, my merchandise, cups, t-shirts, mugs, stickers, all that cool stuff. And of course, my Patreon if you wish to give me money. But as always, treat yourself first rather than just give me money. Thank you very much. Have a great day.